Okay. All right. And we just started. There you are, Quincy. We're ready to go.
Hey,
We've got Daniel here from the senior class. As people come in, we'll have them jump in and listen and ask questions at any time. So Daniel, if you want to, anyone else who comes in can just flag their way in and come in and ask. But Quincy, you drive a truck. You said you're parked right now.
yes.
And we spoke the other day, and you said something interesting. You said a lot of things that were interesting. The two that stuck out was that you're busy, maybe busier than before. So I want you to tell us about that. And then also that you have friends who have some kind of special dispensation where they don't need to worry about their hours, and they're banking ridiculous numbers of thousands of dollars a week. So
Man,
start off with the trucking industry now. How is it that what is it that you're doing? How is it that you guys are not struggling? You guys are like hedge fund managers. The hedge fund managers in
weird.
my, yeah, well, they're doing well. The top politicians are doing well. I'm a public sector employee. I'm lucky. I'm getting paid, but a lot of people are hurting and you're not. Explain what's going on in the trucking world. How are you doing and what's going on with that?
All right. Well, first off, hello, Daniel. Welcome and everything. Um, Here's what a lot of people don't get about my industry. It's about what in the world are you doing? Sorry, this dude is trying to make a 9-point turn in his truck. Oh, he made it. He made it. Good job, there, driver. Um, this this whole industry is about 90% recession proof. No matter what the economy doing or how is it doing, somebody's still gonna need somebody to get something from point A to point B. Best way to do that is in the back of a truck. So that's why, recession or not, virus or not, we're still gonna be moving and grooving. Full stop. You know, I haven't been driving that long, only about 5 years or so, but there's never been a time where I've had to sit for more than, let's say, 12 hours to get a load, and even that is a rare. Even that is a rarity. Okay, freight moves. All right. I mean, I even go so far as to say that trucking is the backbone of America, more so than say farming and manufacturing, because no matter how much you produce or how much you grow, you still have to get it from the warehouse or the farm to the store. And
Hmm.
again, that's going to do that is going to be in the back of a truck. So yeah, I haven't seen my job drop off one bit. I consider myself very, very lucky. I'm very humble and grateful that I'm in this industry that can afford me to keep on working, because I know there are some people that are out there struggling. Now, as far as earlier about some people not on the books anymore, there's a lot of people who do reefer trucks, which is you'll see a refrigerated unit. On a matter of fact, I don't know if y'all can see. You see that gray truck right there?
The glare, let it sit there for a second. Okay, now it starts to adjust. Yes, all right.
Okay,
Yeah, the gray rig in front of you. Yes.
so the gray rig in front of you, and on the front of the trailer, you see the little black thing and the white on and the white at the bottom of it.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is called a reefer truck. Okay, depending on what type of freight that you have, you could be deemed essential if you're. Whew, check out this truck right here. Look at that paint job.
Okay. Nice.
Look at that. That is old
Man,
school.
that's
That
classic.
that's about a good $50,000 paint job
Uh-huh.
right there.
Right.
Easily $50,000.
Uh-huh.
But just lost the camera there, Doug.
Okay, we got it. Yeah, iPhone 6 Plus came in.
There you are.
So yeah, so
Okay.
we got Hector coming in. Yeah, so good, nice. Hector, we're
Hello,
talking
Hector.
Yeah, we're talking to Quincy. My buddy Hector's here. He's a Long Island Railroad employee. He's working,
Nice.
right? We got you trucking. So, Quincy, you were talking about how you've got work going on still, even with all the other industries closed
Yes.
and slowing down. How is it that you guys are still driving freight and doing all these other things when everything else has slowed down to the fullest?
You want the short, easy answer?
Give us the
Great
middle
move.
mid level. Yeah, I know it, but wouldn't there be less freight?
No,
Okay,
no,
all right.
no. I mean, it just nah. Because again, there's still life going on. Things have slowed down in other industries, but restaurants still need supplies.
Uh-huh.
Warehouses still need, grocery stores still need food and water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm actually delivering to a grocery warehouse later on today at 2:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the freight is going to be there. Okay, unless there, I don't even think if there was a war going on American soil, I don't even think that would slow down trucking. To be honest with you, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, freight moves. I mean, that's just real simple, real easy. Freight moves. Um, what I was showing you the truck earlier,
Mm-hmm.
the guys who are pulling reefers who are hauling like meat, dairy, produce, cheese, things like that, bottled water. Those loads are deemed essential, and
Right.
as such, they are exempt from the federal hours of service,
Okay.
uh, I, i.e., the electronic logging device or the EOD, so they can go back to the paper logs. And we all know that you can cook those books something fierce. So um, I've got a guy now. Like I say, he's pulling a reefer.
Mm-hmm.
He hauls produce, mushrooms, lettuce, water, things like that. He's making on 12,000 a week after taxes. That's after fuel, after taxes, after whatever repairs he got on the truck, buying groceries for his truck and everything. 12 grand a week. Now,
12 grand a week.
yes. Now, granted,
Clearing.
yeah, clearing. I mean, yeah, he putting it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I wouldn't advise doing it the way he's doing it,
Right.
but it can be done because he's just popping Adderall like breath mints, and he's up for 36 hours,
Yeah. See
at a
that
time,
that that
just
that
because
caught
of the kidney.
that got my guy Daniel second period senior class. That got him awake. Um 12 grand. Yeah, Daniel, you heard that 12 grand a week, right?
Yeah, that's how much some people make in a month.
I was gonna say, and the fact that these guys have these refrigerator trucks, they're super essential. They get a special, what'd you call it, Quincy? They don't have to use an electronic monitoring device, so they can basically drive as many hours as they can stay awake. Is that right?
Yes, hold on. Let me show you something here because I actually have one. I still have it. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. They're using these, which is a driver's daily log.
Right.
Up until December of 2018, this is what every truck driver, what most of them use. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
was using this.
Right.
Now, you can still technically use this if you drive less than 100 miles per day, or if you're hauling livestock,
Mm-hmm.
you can still use these.
Okay.
But 98% of the trucks out here are using box out here are using that box right there. You see it?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the EOD or the demon box,
Mm-hmm.
as some people who are prone to call it. But yeah, my friend is he's running paper logs. He's cooking his books like Gordon Ramsay, and yeah, he's just getting. He's like, look, man, I've been driving since '82. This feels like I'm driving back in '85 again, when there
Right.
was just outlaw trucking, no rules, just get there safely, get there on time, go get it.
Right.
He's like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and he's taking it. And I don't blame him one bit. Because quite
Yeah.
honestly, I'd probably be doing the same daggone thing.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, get your money. Get your
Yeah.
money.
I
Yeah.
mean, is he the one? Is he the one that you said is like on Adderall or Ritalin or something like that? Like this dude is jacking
Adderall.
himself so that he's on Adderall, and just ripping through the hours. 12. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around 12 grand a week, and I know Daniel's doing backflips in his living room because 12K a week Jesus,
Again,
that's 50
that
grand a month.
that's not normal. That's not average. These are
Right.
exigent circumstances.
Right.
On average, your truck driver, even on a slow week, you're making 800 bucks, which again, not too bad for a week
Right.
after taxes.
Right.
On a good week, my personal best is 1,700 bucks in one week,
Hmm.
and I ran like crazy. Um, if you're doing certain aspects of the industry, I know that the reefer drivers, some of them are pulling 2 grand a week, but that
Hmm.
also comes with 2 grand a week of problems as well.
Okay.
There's just extra circumstances. You just go going. I'm not gonna lie. Before I became a truck driver, there was a 3 year period where I had 5 jobs and I was popping Adderall like breath mint soup.
Hmm.
You gotta freaking do what you gotta do. You
Right.
know.
Right.
Um, but the only difference, honestly, that I've really seen with this virus is no traffic on the streets. To be
Yep.
honest with you, I made it through Houston. I was telling you last time we talked. I made it to Houston in 20 minutes, which has got to be some sort of a record. Got to be to go from the west side of Houston to the east side of Houston, starting at 5 o'clock rush hour on a Thursday. Yeah, that's got to be some type of record. You
Hmm.
know.
So, yeah, Daniel, would you have a question? Feel free.
Isn't there like a mandatory break time?
Yes, good question. Um, every day, uh, there's a 10-hour break you have to take after being on duty for 14 hours. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you was working for 14 hours. It just means that once you start your clock, 14 hours past that, no matter what you've done or where you're at, you got to stop for 10 hours. Now, once you start your clock, after the first after the first 4 hours, but not after the first 8 hours, you have to take a mandatory half-hour break. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because yeah, you're allowed to be on duty for 14 hours a day, of which you can drive for 11 hours a day. And depending on where you're at and how heavy you are and your local speed limits, you can really tear up some miles, man. Like I'm a multiple member of the 700 club. That's when you drive more than 700 miles in one day. I've done that. I say at least about 20 times so far.
Hmm.
But then again, I'm also in a fast truck. I get a 75-mile-an-hour speed limit, and most of the stuff I haul is pretty light. I think the load I got now is like 10, 12,000 pounds, which may seem like a lot for like somebody who's not driving a truck, but anything under 30,000 is considered light freight, and anything under 20 might as well be empty because you can just fly.
Hmm.
Do you ever do like out of state deliveries?
Yes, I have delivered in every state in the continental U.S. The only states I haven't gone to are Alaska and Hawaii, but those are closed shops, meaning that
Um,
all of their freight comes in either by plane or by boat, and then they have local drivers who drive it up there. There are some drivers that will go up to Washington State and then catch a ferry up to Alaska, but that's really kind of rare. But yeah, I am OTR over the road, and yeah, I have driven in every state in the continental U.S. and it's gorgeous out here. This is another reason why I tell people like if you like to travel, come do this. You will see some very amazing things out here.
I don't know.
This is a job where you do not need a 4-year degree. You do not have to go into crippling debt. Okay. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it does take some sort of smartness. Like you really can't be a dumbass. Sorry for cursing, but but yeah, it doesn't take a bachelor's or a master's or anything like that. I never got past 8th grade myself personally, and I'm out there crushing it. So it's not that hard. It's as hard as you make it. Are there going
Yeah.
to be some bad days? Yeah, there's going to be some bad days. Those days are vastly outnumbered by the good days. Vastly outnumbered.
Mhm.
Do you
Do you
know?
own your
Go
yeah?
ahead, Daniel.
Or do you own your own truck?
Not yet. I drive for a company that is a dream of mine. Before I retire, I want to be able to say that I own my own business. I own my own truck. I'm shooting for the next 35 years to make that happen. I've had a couple setbacks. I still consider myself to be a rookie, even though I've been out here for 5 years. I mean, I've had the opportunity to own one in the past, but I wanted to get out here and learn a couple things, learn a few tips and tricks before I jump into that because that's a big responsibility and you really need to be ready for it. You cannot half-ass that no matter what because you got to pay that truck payment every week, no matter what.
Yeah.
Got a flat tires, they're gonna make that payment. Your truck got hit by lightning, they're gonna make that payment.
Mhm.
So, what are the other things that affect dollars? So, I would think that now, especially, that you not only can get from point A to point B faster than normal, but also the price of fuel has really, really gone down. Has that made it so that you're even more profitable? That now, when a lot of people are struggling, your recession proof job makes even more? Because last time I looked here in New York, the People's Republic of New York City, even here, gas is like $2.09 a gallon. I've seen it. My brother's in Virginia, and he bought gas the other day at like $1.45 a gallon. Does that help you guys out too?
If you are a owner operator, yeah, you are loving these prices right now because you're not coming out of pocket. Me, I work for somebody, so the company is saving money, but I'm not saving or making any money. Don't hit my truck, sir. You're getting close there, buddy. All right, he made it. But fuel, yes, fuel has dropped. Even in California, fuel has dropped, which is a rarity because out there you can easily spend $4 a gallon on diesel fuel, and which is why I like going out to California. But I also know that my company is just like they're gonna take it up the keister on
Mm-hmm.
fuel,
Right.
because yeah, I remember I filled up out there, and it was damn near $700 to get fuel, you know. And my boss was like, "Hey, man, look, listen. Next time, just get enough fuel to get out of the state, okay? Because
Mm-hmm.
$700 is a lot of money, dude." I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, I understand completely. So now, when I do go to California, I get just enough to make my drop offs, to get loaded and get out of there, either to Arizona or Nevada, where the fuel is much cheaper. But right now, truck stop I'm at now, I want to say fuel is like 220, which is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely ridiculous. I've yet to see fuel under. under $2 a gallon yet for diesel, but I've seen it come pretty close. I've seen a whole bunch of 205s, 207s, 209s. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, eventually, I know the fuel is gonna freaking jump back up.
Hmm.
And but for right now, hey, anchors away, baby. Get your money, get your miles.
Hmm.
So
Is there, you want to give us a basic walkthrough? You said school wasn't necessarily your thing. Um, and
yeah,
I try to explain these things to the students sometimes, but give us a basic walkthrough how you get started. Let's say, like Daniel's 18, he's in a class of 21 students. I have another senior class, 17 students. They're all worried about college debt. Some of them get grants, some of them don't, right? It's a very, very difficult process. And I tell them it wasn't like that when I went to university 25 years ago. So it was affordable to say the least. What is the process like? Why do you call it the way you do, where you say you don't need all these other things that they ask for? You can almost pretty much jump right in. How does that happen? Sounds too good to be true.
well, no, it's I mean, there are a ton of industries, not even just trucking. There's a ton of industries where you do not need a 4-year degree or three initials behind your last name to make a decent amount of money. Heck, there are freaking dump truck drivers out here making 40, 50 grand a year, which is some decent money. I wish people would stop shaming them. There's nothing wrong with being a truck driver and making 40, 50 grand a year. That's enough for a family of four, because I know families of four that are making less than that and still out here, doing good things. Um, the thing is, if you're 18, I would check with your local state, because I think to do interstate commerce, you got to be of legal drinking age or something. So it's like if you're 18, I think you can still drive a truck. You just can't leave outside of your or whatever state
Right.
that you live in. But I could be wrong about that.
Hmm.
Because I think I have seen some 18, 19-year-old over the road truck drivers, but I would look into that. But again, this industry, um, any type of construction or something like that, yeah, you don't really need, 4-year degree. College isn't for everyone. Damn sure it wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is cut out to sit in a freaking office, in a little cubicle desk and do that. That's not me. No disrespect to the,
Hmm.
to the men and women who do it, but that just wasn't me, man. Like, I tried it. I was actually a AutoCAD engineer for about 2 years, and I was just like, I gotta get the hell up out of here, man. I thought this is what I wanted. This isn't for me. Sitting here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Hey, Bob. Hey, Quincy. Like, nah, no, 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 no. You know. So as far as getting into this, in all honesty, it's in order to get your just your CDL license, it's as simple as getting on the Google Play Store, downloading a CDL test prep app, find the one for your state, and just practice, 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 practice. Once you feel confident enough, go down to your local DMV, take the test, because there is no CDL road test at your local DMV. Okay. Now, once you get your license, you can apply at one of these mega carriers, because you got a better chance of getting hired by them as opposed to a small mom and pop if you don't have any experience. And wherever you get hired, JB Hunt, Swift, U.S. Express, Western Express, they're going to train you their own way. It's like your first day or two, it's going to be orientation in the classroom, and then boom, you're on the truck with an experienced truck driver anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, and you guys are out there doing driving. Okay, after that training period, however long that may be, you have another final road test. When you get back, pass that, boom, you're in your truck, you get the money. Your first 6 months to a year, don't freak out. You're gonna make mistakes. You might even hit something. Don't let it discourage you. It happens. Lord knows all the curves I've curve checked in my first year. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Mm.
Don't let it discourage you. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? Stack your money up. Be smart and be wise. And I mean, I really, really, really love this industry. I love being a truck driver. Like this will probably be the last career I do before I pass. Like no joke. This thing is awesome.
Do you have to have any kind of special mechanical skill? Like those trucks look to honestly look pretty intimidating. I see that hood sometimes pop forward and the massive engine, lots of greasy shapes, looks like a space shuttle rocket motor. Do you have to go in knowing like certain kind of engine work? Like how, what, if something goes wrong, what kind of help do you
Now,
get? It, people are going to go in kind of nervous. That's a lot of
gotcha.
mechanicals there and it's a big truck.
Okay. Well, I mean, we do what's called a pre-trip and a post-trip inspection, which again, you will learn those things during training. You'll walk around, pump the tires. You'll look at the engine, see if anything's you know leaking or hissing at you. You don't have to be a certified diesel mechanic because if it's anything serious, then call a repair guy to come out. That's that's their job. That's what they do.
Hmm.
If it's something minor like changing out a light bulb, I mean everybody knows how to change out a light bulb. At least I hope so. Putting in coolant, for the radiator or
Hmm.
brake fluid or engine oil. Those are all things that people know how to do anyway. Easy stuff. But yeah, flat tire or something like that, or you snapped a brake line, call somebody. With me working for someone, the company pays for it. If you are a owner operator, all that is coming out of your pocket. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm.
so that's one thing to be aware of. If you own your own truck, you're paying for your own tires, your own oil change, and nothing in this truck is cheap at all. I mean, heck, a simple oil change is like $90 or something like that.
Mm.
Tires are anywhere from 400 to $600 a piece. You know what I'm saying? So take take pride in your ride. If you take care of the truck will take care of you. You know, I'll admit my truck is ugly as hell because I never wash her, but she runs good because I keep her in tip top shape. You know, I did not come out here to look sexy. You know, the way I see it, the rain is my truck wash. Good enough for me. You know, good enough for me because the truck wash that's another 60, $70 right there. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just a cheap son of a bitch. I figure that's 60, $70 I spend on groceries
Hmm.
or when I get home, liquor.
Yeah. So if the upkeep costs come out of your bottom line, if you're the owner operator, why would someone want to become the owner operator? Why wouldn't you want to be someone like that you are now? Why are you pushing for in 3 to 5 years being an owner operator? Isn't it just more expense and more headache? What's the light at the end of the tunnel?
It's more expenses, more headaches, but it is also more money. And for me personally, I've never owned a business in my entire life. Before I die, I want to say that I did that at least once.
Hmm.
At least once, man. I want to be able to say yes, I was the boss for however short or long that was.
Hmm.
Okay, working as a company driver, I know dudes who have spent their entire career working for a truck company. Great, fantastic, that's awesome. I'm not knocking that for a moment. But for me personally, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to say that I owned something of value before I go away. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be on my deathbed like, well, I own a pair of Jordans or I own this really nice bottle of whiskey. No, I want to be able to say that I own the business. Something I can pass on to somebody, you know?
Yeah.
So,
What else, Daniel? You have other stuff? Because I've
yeah,
got some more questions, but Daniel, feel free. Where's your mind at? Where? Tell me, as an 18-year-old, is this all new information? Did you know about the industry before? How did you?
I heard some of it before. Like, you get to choose your own jobs, or the company chooses it for you.
Oh, good question.
by jobs, you mean the loads?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought you meant like choose your job as far as do you do drive in or reefer? Because in that regard, yes, you can choose your own job. Some companies do drive in, some do reefer, some do tanker, some do hazmat. Now the company that you're with, they have loads pre-assigned. You do have some flexibility as far as the loads you can accept or reject. Me personally, I try not to turn down any loads because that's just gonna. Some companies might take that as you're lazy and you just want to hang out somewhere. So I I tell every company that I've ever worked for, look, I'll take whatever load you give me. I'm hungry. I'm greedy. Give me the loads that nobody else wants. I don't care. Even if that means going up to New York City, it's whatever. Um, yeah, because well, there's a lot of drivers that New York City they won't go. Same goes for Los Angeles or anywhere in that whole state. So I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. I know it sucks, but you know, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Because can't make any money sitting on the side of the road.
Hmm.
Hey, we have a good phrase out here. If the wheels aren't turning, you're not earning. So I like to keep my wheels turning as much as possible. Um, there, I've never turned down a load, but I have had to change the location of where I was dropping the load off at. It was actually here in Atlanta. They wanted me to deliver this somewhere that a truck was just not gonna fit at all. Just nah. It was downtown Atlanta, right near Georgia Tech. I've been in that area. Okay, even in a car, yeah, like even in a large SUV, you're gonna have a hard time maneuvering those streets. So I was just like, look, man, I don't feel safe doing that. I'm not going down there. You need to tell them to come to me because I'm not putting this truck in danger anywhere down there. Like, nah. Like, it's like, what do you mean? Like, look, pull it up on the maps, look at it on a satellite view. You tell me why there's an issue. And they finally got on the map and was like, oh, all right, you see it. I'm like, okay, cool, you see it now. It's too tiny for a truck, right? I'm not going down there. So they finally called the receiver because it was supposed to be going to a work site, and I got them to hire somebody with a small U-Haul truck. We met up 10 miles down the road. We got up, ass to ass, and we unloaded it, my truck to his truck, and c'est la vie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there certain areas that you actually that you prefer? Like, what's your best or longest run? Where is the bang for your buck the best? What's the like your eyes light up when you think of either what you did or a
Yeah.
route you've got coming up? What's that all about?
You know what? I will say that when the weather is playing nice, I don't mind driving I-80 across Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, because that's just some damn good driving right there. Wide open spaces. It's going to be either a 75 or 80-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Hmm.
You can just go, baby. Like pretty much all the northern states from Nebraska, Washington State, Oregon, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, Texas. Love, dude. There's a highway 287 from Fort Worth, Texas, all the way to just about Denver. Um, the speed limits are not too great, but you want to talk about a sexy drive? It's a sexy drive right there, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, mile for mile, I say driving west of the Mississippi is better just because there's less people out there, and like so the speed limits open up, so I don't mind that. Having said all that, there's also some pretty cool spots in the Midwest and East Coast as well. I personally like driving through small towns, even the ones in Pennsylvania with their tight ass turns, but you see history. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's a good drive. Um, I would say as far as like my favorite drive would either be 284 from Fort Worth to Amarillo,
Hmm.
or there's a Highway 54 starts in the middle of Kansas, cuts down through Liberal, Kansas, which is where Dorothy was at in The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Yeah, cuts through the tip of Oklahoma,
Hmm.
cuts through Texas, and winds up on I-40 in New Mexico. Those two drives are just, yeah, awesome. Yeah, anytime I hear it, I'm going to Texas or from Kansas to Phoenix. No issue for me.
That's great. That's great. And we actually have one of my other 12th graders, Rowena, one of these young women who's intellectually curious. She's actually in Daniel's class. Rowena, you can undo your mute. Why don't you
Oh,
ask a question,
hi.
say hello. What's going on with you? We're talking to Quincy. We've been on the phone for a while now, but he's talking about how his industry has not slowed down at all. They're getting
And we
paid.
need more women truckers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Here we go. Right here we have an 18-year-old senior, right? We've talked about this a little bit. And here we have Rowena E. Uh, on the line. Rowena, how's everything with you?
It's good over here. I just came from outside, actually. That's why
Okay.
I'm breathing heavy. But my no, not my uncle. I mean, he's older than me, so I call him my uncle. But he's my cousin, and he does trucking, and he's like never home. So how do you deal with like not being home?
You know what? In all honesty, I hear that a bunch. For me personally, I was always a bit of a loner anyway. So I mean, um, did didn't really have any friends or family, so it's fine to me. I mean, I have a family now. I've got a lovely girlfriend. We got some kids and everything. Luckily, she is okay with me being out on the road because I've seen where being out on the road can just wreck a relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody before you get on the road, make damn sure everything is locked down tight. Because the last thing you want is to be on the road worrying about what your spouse is doing back home. That's
Yep.
not a good feeling at all. Now, as far as you being a female, listen, we need more women truckers. Every female trucker I've come across has been a straight and total badass. Every single last one of them. Like, it's, yeah, I mean, come on in. Please come on in. The money's good. You're not going to get micromanaged within the inch of your life. There's freedom in the open road. Yes, there are, some pervs and skivos out there, but you can find that at just about any job. Um, but yeah, women truck drivers are just they are just the bee's knees because they know that you know due to society's rules, they got to do it twice as hard as the men do to be accepted. So they go extra hard in the paint, to get things done. And I wish it wasn't like that, but it is. But they rise to the occasion. I was just in Laredo, Texas, 2 weeks ago with the lady trucker, Sunshine. She's been driving. What she say? Yeah, driving since '98, and she is a pistol. I love that woman. You know what I'm saying? Backing in the dock in one take. You know what I'm saying? Salty as hell. Just phenomenal. You
Rowena,
know.
that sounds a little bit like you.
If I knew how to drive, that's the first step. No,
They
learn how to
teach
drive.
you. They teach you how to drive. It's okay.
Teach how to drive.
So yeah,
Yes.
Quincy, go through that because you can get it.
Okay.
You can sign up for the CDL with DMV and take a test and get your CDL with just a test.
Correct.
But the
Correct.
driving part, I think, is intimidating even to somebody like me, like
Uh-huh.
to learn how to drive that beast. Rowena, let's say she's 5'3",
I am 5'3".
5'3", and not going to
And
be dying to lose control of that monster.
and there are CDL driving schools out here where you can pay to go to a CDL school and get trained that way. You can definitely go that route. Matter of fact, I know a gentleman right outside of Denver that has his own driving school. But again, once you get your license, when you go to your first job, which again I would suggest going to a mega carrier, they're gonna train you how to drive anyway. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're gonna teach you how to work a manual, how to back it up, how to brake, how to do turns and everything. So it's not like you get your license, then okay, here's your load. You got to be in Dallas by 5 o'clock on Friday. No, no, no,
Mhm.
no, no. It's going to be like I said, depending on how well you pick up the information. It's going to be anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks of on the job, on the road training. You know what I mean? So your trainer who should be a good one. Like there are some companies that have trainers, air finger quote. Uh, Personally, if your trainer doesn't have at least 5 years experience, don't get in the truck with them because there are no. I'm dead serious on that one, bro. Because there is one company out there. What's the first? They have a ridiculous rule that says if you drive for them for 6 months with no accidents, you can be a trainer no matter what your driving experience is. Like I foolishly went with them. Yeah, I foolishly went with them as my first job, and my trainer had been driving for 9 months total. I'm like, you're still a rookie. Are you kidding me? So again, go with somebody that's been driving for at least 5 years. That's going to show you the ropes. They're not just going to throw you in the truck. Best advice I can give you: number one, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Yes, yes, it's a big, honking, scary vehicle. Don't be nervous, okay? Because you get nervous, you get frustrated, and that's when accidents happen. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have road rage, this ain't the industry for you. Or if you get angry quickly, this is not the industry for you. Because if you think road rage in a car is bad, try having road rage in a truck. It's not pretty. I've seen some road rage incidents, and yeah, it's not good. So you definitely have to have some sort of patience and calm. I've definitely grown more of that in my 5 years. I don't let things get to me, at least not that much. I don't honk the horn. I don't give anybody the one finger victory salute or anything like that. Just let it go because somebody honking at you or giving you the one finger the finger, you're probably never going to see that person again. Let it go. If need be, smoke a cigarette, go use some water, whatever. Let it go and keep doing your job.
I'm just thinking about it. Like, people are always saying, "Oh, how the healthcare business, nothing. It's like the best time to be in healthcare, but like people are fiending for food. So being like a truck driver is like, oh yeah, people got to eat, or
Mm-hmm.
people
Yes,
got to have what they need.
yes. Again, like I was saying earlier in the chat, this is a recession-proof industry. This is a virus-proof industry because no matter what's going on, the freight is going to move. The country will never 100% shut down, ever, ever, ever. It's slowed down some, yes. Restaurants are still serving food. Grocery stores still have food that they need on their shelves. Uh, Gas stations still need gas. Uh, Oil plants still need whatever they need. That's where we come in. Because again, the best way to get all this stuff from point A to point B is in the back of a truck. Okay? And I've heard, damn, sorry, I just seen a sweet 67 Ford GT. Good Lord. That was sexy. Sorry. But yeah, this industry isn't going anywhere. I don't even entertain that whole driverless truck nonsense because that's just a pipe dream. Notice how we're not even talking about driverless trucks anymore, right, Doug? We're not even
Yeah.
talking about that in the news. It was all the rage 2 years ago,
Yep.
and now nobody's talking about it.
It's a dead
There's a
issue.
reason for that. Jeez.
Yeah,
Huh?
the driverless truck, driverless car thing, dead letter. It was the one. It to me at the time, even it just didn't make sense. Even though I'm
Thank
not
you.
an expert in the field, but I'm like, this sounds like mainstream media hype. It sounds like the hype machine and the corporate media doing its thing, and
Yep.
just like kind of just a distraction more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Listen, there's always going to be at least one human in the truck for a variety of reasons, but I'll just say the biggest one. There's things on a truck that a computer just can't do, and for what it would cost to rig up a truck so that a computer could do it, it would be cheaper to keep that human in the truck. Okay? Now,
Mm-hmm.
our jobs may change. We may go from truck driver to babysitter, but again, there's always going to be at least one human in this truck because, best of my knowledge, computers can't pump fuel at the truck stop. Okay? You need somebody to open and close the doors on the back of the trailer. You need somebody to lower the landing gear on the trailer when you're dropping it. Or if you do flatbed work, a computer can't put that tarp on and take the tarp off. You need a human for that. So yeah, we're not going anywhere at all. I'm not gonna say that this industry is bulletproof or anything like that, but I'm just gonna say it's gonna take a whole lot to stop trucking. There are 3 million truck drivers right now, and just imagine if 10% said, you know what, screw y'all, we're we're gonna stay home for a week. That would hurt, and I mean hurt a lot. Or not even 10%. Let's just say all the trucks that deliver gas and fuel to gas stations and truck stops. Let's say they stop working for a week. That's gonna hurt the country. We're not going anywhere. I mean, this is about as safe as you want a job where you know your job is safe. This is it. This is it because even for the drivers that occasionally screw up, you can still get hired at another company because there is a driver shortage. You know.
Wow.
Supply
Say
and
that.
demand factor work for y'all? Like, say, do you guys get paid?
I didn't catch that. Please say again.
You guys get paid more now than before?
You know what? In all honesty, from what I'm hearing from the old timers, the wages really haven't gone up. Like as a company driver, I get paid by the mile. If you own your own truck or if you're doing flatbed, you get a percentage of the load. So the higher paying the load, the more money you get. Like let's say you get a load for $1,000, which isn't much. 25% would go to you, 250, which again isn't much. Um, I will say that starting out, you're probably gonna make anywhere from 30 to 39 cents a mile. I wouldn't go under 30 cents a mile even starting out. Now, again, the old school truckers are saying like that's the same wages that we were getting in 1990 and 1980. Okay, I get that. At the same time, you can still make money starting off at 30 to 39 cents a mile. And the more experience you get, the more you're going to get paid. Like I've been in it 5 years. I make 54 cents a mile, which is pretty much at the top tier as far as per mile. There are some company drivers making more, but that's due to the area that they live at. I guarantee you, if you're a local driver in New York City or a regional driver in New York City, being that the cost of living is so high up there, yeah, they're going to charge you up higher than say a local driver in Atlanta or Kansas City or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, when I started out, it took me about by my third paycheck, I was averaging $1,000 a week, which may not sound like much to some people, but before this, to me, a good month was $800. So for me to make 1,000 a week, I had no complaints, and I still have no complaints about my pay. Because again, like the most I've tapped out at is $1,700 in 1 week, which is some tough sledding. I did over 4,000 miles that week. Doug, you asked me what my longest run was, right?
Yeah, like where, because
Okay.
because when you talk like that, and you talk money, people pay attention because
Yeah, facts.
how much have you made, and how like those long runs. If I remember correctly, you said that those were better money runs. Like those runs were the ones that were
Yeah.
better for you. So what's the longest run? Dollars come in. You said getting 50K a year. Give kind of like a list of things like that. Longest run, best money kind of run.
Gotcha.
How long does it take? Because we got 18-year-olds who
Mhm.
are at a difficult time, and for your industry to be rolling full speed, if not better, during the novel coronavirus time when everybody else shut down and was nervous, and you weren't. That's a big deal because a lot of people wringing their hands and struggling. I mean, our daycare is shut down. I
I
applied for a grant yesterday. It is not an easy row to go through. So for you guys, that's a fascinating story. So longest
Okay.
run, dollars coming in, not nervous. How's that going?
All right. Well, first off, to everybody who is watching or listening to this, please don't get discouraged. Please keep your head up because at some point, this virus is going to end either through our body naturally developing a cure for it, or somebody coming up with some type of medicine or vaccine. But this is not, this isn't the purge or the Black Death. At some point, a cure or at least some type of medicine is going to get found for it. So keep your head up. I would say use your time productively. Almost everybody has a computer in their hand right now, i.e. a smartphone. Use it to be productive. Learn a new language or start exercising, which believe it or not, I actually still have time to exercise when I'm on the road. I've got some big kale bells over here. But as far as the runs, yeah, more miles equal more money. So the more miles you can get in a week, and the more money you can make. My longest run, legally, that is, I left Kingston, North Carolina on Friday. And that Sunday, I was sitting in Fife, Washington. So that's basically 2,100 miles in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, that was some running and gunning right there. Um, 2 times I've been given the wink and the gun by a dispatcher, and they say, "Look, man, turn that logbook off, okay? If you get any tickets, we'll back you up. We'll pay for them. But this loader's got to get over here like at this time over here. Okay, so the hell with that logbook, you know what I'm saying? Turn it off, whatever. You know, we can cook the books on our end, but you got to get over here. So one time, let's see here, I left Grass Pass, Oregon. I got right past Reno, which is not that far. That's maybe 400 or 500 miles. Okay. The next day, I went from just past Reno to just past Albuquerque, which is about 900 miles, which is definitely not legal to do in 11 hours, even if you do have a fast truck. Not happening. And then the next day, from just past Albuquerque to Houston, Texas, that's about another 880 miles. And I got there at 2 in the morning and unloaded at 9 in the morning, and then went to sleep because I was dog tired. Then the second time, I actually told you about this one, Doug. I picked up at the Baltimore airport. Um, Went from Baltimore to Terre Haute, Indiana. That's 880 miles in one day. Again, that was not legal. Then the next day, from Terre Haute, Indiana to Goodland, Kansas, 1,033 miles in one day. And I hope I never have to do that again, because that hurt. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That hurt, and that hurt bad. But I got the load there. I got an extra $800 in my check. You know, a nice bottle of brandy. But man, that hurt, dude. That just hurt, and hurt some more. I got there, got unloaded. I think I slept like 20 hours. The next day, I was just like, I'm done. Turned off the phone, closed the curtains, and I was out of it.
What do you eat on the road?
Excellent question. I would advise everybody, everybody to get what's called a power inverter that allows you to plug in, regular appliances. And if your truck doesn't already have a fridge in it, get you a fridge from Walmart. Okay, you can get a little dorm fridge for like $80. Okay, I have my truck has a fridge built in, which is phenomenal. I also went to Walmart and got this ceramic skillet. Walmart, $20. All right. It's got the little thing here. You plug it in here. It's got the little outlet that goes into the wall and everything. That way I'm cooking my own daggone food. Because let me tell you something. Truck stop food can be atrocious sometimes. I'll admit, I've put on some weight since becoming a truck driver, because for my first 3 years I didn't know any better. I'm eating the Arby's and the Fuddruckers and the Subway, and I got in the truck one day and sat on the horn like, oh, all right, I need to do something about this. I go to Walmart and once a week, and I pick up some healthy stuff like I got stuff to make, vegetable smoothies in here. I get my meat, my dairy, my produce, whole bunch of water. Like, I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yep.
I've got a case of water right there.
Yep.
And you know what? Let me go ahead and crack it open here. Let's see here. That's my fridge right there. Got some ground lamb, some vanilla yogurt, vegetable powder, more ground beef, some mushrooms, green juice, the bomb hot sauce, which is that damn devil hot sauce right there. It was hot. I've got a toaster oven, coffee maker, tuna fish. It is possible, very possible to eat healthy here on the road. Because honestly, I mean, y'all see me. I'm not skinny. I've seen some drivers out here that make me look tiny. I'm just like, I won't do that. There was a time in 98, 99, I was well over 500 pounds. I'm not that anymore. I'm about 340 right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I exercise every day that I move this truck. But it is very possible to be healthy and eat correct. Because again, some of these truck stops, man, they was I see some real nasty food up there. Like, who needs a pancake wrapped hot dog? You know, like, come on now.
I don't need that.
I'm just like, y'all just trying to kill us, man. Like, come on, fam. What are we doing?
Hot dog.
Yeah, bacon wrapped hot dog. I'm just like, no, no. It's a free sample. No, I don't care. It's just get it away from me. I want that nasty stuff. And if you ever see sushi at a truck stop, don't get it. Just trust me on that from personal experience. Don't get that. That was a bad time. That was a bad time. Jesus. My first mistake was buying sushi at a truck stop. My second mistake was buying sushi at a truck stop in Kansas, which is landlocked. My third mistake was eating it. Ugh, bad time.
What was bad about the sushi?
It wasn't sushi. I don't know what it was, but it was packaged as sushi. But it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't tuna or ahi or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was some type of rolled up meat in it, and it just said sushi. I was just like, I don't care. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'll eat this. And that was a bad time. Bad time. So fruits and vegetables, children, and some meat, and just eat like you give a damn. How about that? Real short, real sweet. Eat like you care, because you don't want to have any health or dietary issues. Because we're actually required to have a medical card that we have to renew every year. Okay, and there are certain health issues that will bar you from driving a truck or will severely limit you driving a truck. High blood pressure, diabetes, hypertension, if you have a pacemaker or anything like that, or you could be just too daggone heavy to be in the truck. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm just under the level and getting smaller and smaller every day. So, yay me.
Is the seat comfortable? Like that you sit in?
Yes, I'm actually sitting on my bed right now. I know it's all dirty and whatnot. Yeah, I'm sitting. I'm sitting on my bed. That is the driver's seat right there. Pardon the mess. I know it's dirty and everything. But yeah, that right there is the front seat, and I'm sitting on my bed, chilling. The bed. Sorry, I'm putting in my charger now. The bed is actually quite comfortable. It supports my big butt, so yeah, it's very comfortable. You can also buy your own mattress if you want. I lucked out. The mattress that was in here was actually a pretty decent mattress. This is a single bunk. Um, the majority of trucks will have a double bunk, especially if you're training. Yeah, you're going to be sleeping in that top bunk. It sucks. Deal with it, because it's only going to be for as long as you're training. So use that as motivation to get out of that top bunk to learn as much as you can, because it's a bumpy ride up there. It is a bumpy ride, but I can't put that no other way. It just sucks. You can sleep, but you're just gonna be bouncing up and down, down the road and everything. So yeah, do that.
Like, how do you make those long, like those short turns? But like sometimes, like the trucks are dumb long sometimes. How do you make that turn?
No cap. How you don't kill? How do you not kill anybody taking those turns?
Well, for one, patience. Two, when we make wide turns. So when we're making a right turn, I was told by my trainer, who's been driving as long as I've been alive, and I just hit 44 last month. You take as much space as you need to make a turn or to get into a spot. If that means encroaching into the oncoming lane of traffic to make that turn, you do that. Because I'd rather you do that than you take out a light post or a fire hydrant. Now, some companies discourage against that. Listen, I say, look, you can say all that, but you know as well as I do, there are some tight corners in LA or in small town America where, yeah, you're going to have to get into oncoming traffic, making sure there's no cars, of course, to make that turn. You know what I mean? So, one, use the mirrors. Your mirrors are going to be your best friend out here when it comes to making turns and backing up. Your mirrors and your horn. Okay. If you can't see something, we have a phrase called GOAL. GOAL. Get out and look. Okay. I don't care if you have to pop your brakes 50 times to get into a spot. I'd much rather do that and have people yelling and screaming at me than me get all frustrated and, oh man, all right then, damn it, I get in the hole, and then you hit something. Or even worse, you hit someone, you know? So get out and look as many times as necessary. Take as much space as necessary to make that turn, And that, really be safe, get the load there on time. After that, you good, you know? Now some things just can't be avoided. I actually got rear-ended. My first 6 months, I got rear-ended by a car who wasn't paying attention, texting on his damn phone, and didn't see that I was only going 12 miles an hour because my transmission blew when I was going through Vegas, and I couldn't get it above third gear. So the fastest I could go was 12 miles an hour. And anytime I gave some gas, it would just rev up, and that was it. And he hit me, and it was pretty bad for him. My trailer was fine. His car was split in half, and he's lucky, literally split in half, and he's lucky to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Because a few more inches over to the left, and he would have been done for. You know what I'm saying? So again, tight turns, just use your mirrors, go slow. You know what I'm saying? Swing wide. It's a effing trailer. Okay. You'll be okay. The main thing is don't be nervous. Do not be nervous. And don't have any daggone road rage either.
When I'm crossing the street, right? I'm 5'3", near your truck. Can you see me?
Actually, yes, because I sit pretty high up in my chair. There are some super truckers who like to sit all low to the ground like it's a low rider, and they got the gear stick hanging on. Listen, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Me, I like to see as much in front of me as I can. So my head is almost touching, well, I ain't gonna say the roof, but I have a little compartment up here where I keep storage at. My head is almost touching that. Matter of fact, a couple of times I've actually accidentally headbutted myself because the road was so, crappy. Like, just boom, just like, man. But yeah, if you're 5'3", I've never not seen somebody walking in front of the truck, put you like that. I've never not seen anybody walking. Situational awareness is key in this industry. You're always going to be aware of what is around you because, believe it or not, some people just won't see a big ass truck. Why, I don't know, but I've had a few close calls I got to honk the horn like, oh man, I didn't even see you. I'm in a
What? How you not
50,000-pound
see him?
vehicle. I'm in a 50,000-pound vehicle. How could you not see me? Really?
Have you ever driven like an oversized load?
Yes, once. And it was pretty awesome. I was doing flatbed. Um, do y'all know what a flatbed truck is? Yes, no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Oh, wait, why don't you tell them? Because I know what you're talking
All
about,
right.
but tell them what your flatbed looks like.
See that white truck that says WTI and it's got the little black box on it with the red strap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
it's small, but I can see it.
okay, that is a flatbed truck right there, okay?
Okay, I see it.
All right. I had one oversized load going from Alabama to Central California. I made $1,500 off of that one load for like 3.5 days of work. It was good, but it also taught me a valuable lesson. Read the damn permits. Because I made 1,500, would have made 1,800, but 300 of that had to go to the state of Oklahoma because I forgot to read the permit and I was on a highway that I had no business being on. So yeah, I got pulled into the scale house and showed him my permit. He showed me the ticket, and that was that. Oversized loads are great because they pay a lot. They pay a lot. Also, uh, depending on what state, you're only allowed to drive from sun up to sundown. So you don't have to. So yeah, you don't need to drive overnight or anything like that. It was cool. It was the heck was it? Oh, I was carrying building pieces like like air ducts and things like that. But there were some big old air ducts. I stuck out about a foot and a half on each side, and on the back end, I stuck out about maybe 5 feet. But yeah, it was a great load. Yeah, if I do ever leave this company, it would be to do some oversized loads because again, the money is there. And don't nick my trailer, son. Okay, there you go.
Oh,
Anybody else? Ask away. Anything.
I don't.
So then let's wrap up with this then, Quincy.
Okay.
You're let's say you're 18, 19, 20. How long you get your CDL and you go through your training? Are you then already right away able to get are you self-sufficient? Like you can support a small apartment and paying rent and you can build from there?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yeah, because even doing the training, they're gonna pay you about $500 a week. Even doing training. Okay. You get out here, they're gonna start you off slow to see, how you handle it, and you can work it. Even then, you're still clearing $800 a week. So yeah, with your first check, yeah, that's enough to like be self sufficient to hold your own. You figure $800, that's $3,200 a month. And again, I'm saying that somebody who got paid out of Denver. If you guys if you folks are living up in New York City, it's probably gonna be more than that because the cost of living is so daggone high. So you might start off making 1,000, 1,200 a week or something like that. It definitely can be done. I mean, just the money's here
Mm-hmm.
because the freight is here, and again, the freight isn't going anywhere. I mean, if the freight stops, then America stops. Okay, and I know that may sound eerie or spooky or cliche, but it's just a fact, man. Freight runs America. All due respect to freaking Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. No, America runs on freight. Okay, seriously, America runs on freight. This is a consumer-driven economy, man. Like, just yeah, truck drivers aren't going anywhere. 100 years from now, there are still going to be truck drivers. Okay, if we all get jetpacks or whatever, there's still going to be flying trucks. You know what I'm saying? Out here delivering freight.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only way I can see it going away is like if they ever perfect time travel. You know what I'm saying? And they just bing bing, and your load is in St. Louis or something. But past that, yeah, we're not going anywhere. You know, the money is here. You get to see the country, and there's a certain level of freedom with it. It's like, yes, we have a clock, you know what I'm saying, but you're not getting micromanaged. It's like I see my dispatcher, I don't know, twice a month maybe. The rest of the time it's phone calls, because they know that again, I'm here to run and run hard. Okay, there are some drivers out here that only want to be out a week at a time or 2 weeks at a time, or I don't want to drive 500 miles a day. Okay, I will. I'm out anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks at a time. That's usually around the time where my girl's like, "Hey, baby, I miss you. Come on home." Okay, and I'll be home from anywhere from 3 to 4 days. But when I'm on the road, yeah, I run and I run heavy. I delivered this morning. I've got two deliveries, one at 2:30 in the morning, one at 6 in the morning. Then going down to Florida. I got 5 drop offs there. So again, the money is here. You do not have to be super educated. All it takes is a steady work ethic and a desire to learn to do the job. Everything else will fall into place. All right, I've helped 2 people uh, from Twitter become truck drivers. One of them just hit 2 years, and he loves it. The other gentleman, he just got out of training last month, and he's doing team driver right now. He loves it. All right.
All right.
That's great. Daniel, Rowena, anything else? You guys, any other questions? You got the guy
How
here
did you
who's,
guys even meet? Like, how did you meet?
oh, it's crazy. Actually, on Twitter, of all places, the place that I've gotten banned from once, and Quincy's gotten banned from at least 5 times.
Yeah, dude, I'm on my last account now, man. My ninth daggone account.
9 times,
Dang.
yeah. Because the
I,
reason,
I
and
didn't
right,
even do nothing last time. Huh? No, seriously, I didn't even tweet that day. I didn't even tweet that day. I got a text message, one of my boys saying, "Hey, man, I can't find your account." I'm like, what? Stop playing. I get on, I'm just like, son of a. I didn't even tweet today, man, but it got suspended. So there it is.
so yeah, Rowena, we because we're both guilty of crime, think we have opinions that are not mainstream and acceptable by the elite of America and the corporate media complex, social media complex. I got bounced off Twitter. I can't be bothered. But I saw Quincy on Twitter. I don't know how the connection happened, and I was like, "Who's this guy?
You
This
know
doesn't make
what?
sense." And that's
You
how
actually
it
follow me
happened.
here. Yeah, you actually follow me on my first account
Yeah.
because I was tweeting real reckless. Even I can admit that I was tweeting some real reckless stuff, and you like one of my tweets about, well, I can't say because the youngins in, but you like to tweet, and we started kicking it, and we started doing a little podcast thing, and here we are.
Right. I said you got real information for real people who, again, Daniel and Rowena are in a group of students, not only with Corona Chan coming to visit us, but also, the transition from high school to university. And there's so much pressure and so much cost that the last thing actually I want you to maybe run by you, Quincy, and I think both Daniel and Rowena, maybe their minds went here already, was what would they say? Let's say they decide to go either trucking or HVAC or any of these other fields that really are semi recession proof. Yours seems to be totally. the people are going to give them a lot of flack. Like people are going to say, oh, why aren't you in college? Or I can't believe you're not going to university, or you have to go to college to be successful. How would you, if you were talking to somebody who's 18 years old, how would you tell them to answer that? How would you tell them to not feel, people are going to
Okay.
try to shame them? How would you feel? How would you fight that?
This is how I would fight that. I look him right now and tell him, go fuck yourself. Pardon my language, but yeah, go fuck
Okay.
yourself.
That's
Okay,
how we do.
listen,
That's how we do it at Mount Vernon.
I'm just saying, it's like, first of all, it's my life, not yours. You don't get to dictate what I do with my life, okay? Just like I don't get to dictate what you do with, your life, okay? All this talk about AI and technology and blah 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 blah. You're still gonna need somebody to fix your AC, fix your toilet, drive your truck, and anything else that involves manual freaking labor. Okay, so it's like, I'm actually getting a ton of love right now. Now everybody loves truck drivers because we're out there doing all this together. But I'm also knowing that at some point the honeymoon is going to be over and people are going to go back to hating on truck drivers. Well, you know what? Everybody, everything you own was in the back of a truck at some point. Everything you own, everything in this truck, from the flags to my shirt to the freaking shells in my hair, were in the back of a truck at some point. Trucking runs the country. So it's like if people want to hate, okay, let them hate. All right, because I have found out the hard way. No matter how successful you are, what you do in your life, haters gonna hate. So you might as well live your life as you see fit and later pour that down shit, okay? Sorry for cursing again, but it's just like, again, don't let a hater stop you from being great. Don't let a hater stop you from being successful. You do that, they've won twice. Don't give them a satisfaction. A wise man once told me success is the greatest form of revenge. Do that. Do that. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Well, that's great. We and that's okay with the profanity. We hear one or two curse words every once in a while at a place like Mount Vernon High School. It happens. I think.
Mount Vernon.
Yeah. So, but I think that's good. I think we'll end it here. Next time, maybe my buddy Heck's on the line. He works for the railroad. We got to hear from him one of these times.
Yeah,
Because
shout
that's
out to them cats, man.
same thing. He's working. They're doing their thing. The trains are still running. He's
Yes,
still getting paid quite
yes.
well. And
I actually did some railroad work. Well, I wasn't working at the rail yard, but I was picking up from the rail yard.
mhm.
They are connected in a sense that freight moves on trains a lot as well. I remember Bernie was saying, like, he wants to put all the freight on the trains, and just like, that sounds good, but you still need a way to get it from the train to the Walmart.
Mhm.
That's where we come in at.
Right. Right. Well, very, very informative material. I know, Quincy, thank you for an hour plus. I think we've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Rowena, Daniel, extra points for you for showing up.
Yes, thank y'all.
That's great. That's great because we're going to do this again. So Quincy and
Yes.
others will be in the mix, and we'll take some time and do like what I call it is online career day. So you guys get tired of hearing from, you guys get tired of hearing from me all the time. So time to hear a different set of voices, and why not when we have the ability to do it through video. So I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. I'm going to put this up on my YouTube channel, and the millions and millions of views. After this, I think we're going to be internet famous after today. Isn't that great?
Get it?
All right, people. Thanks again. And I'm going to stop recording, and we'll talk next time.
Or
Bye.
Okay. Take care.